Only the complete absence of sex can be considered a sexual deviation. Everything else is a matter of taste. The behavior of a human being in sexual matters is often a prototype for the whole of his other modes of reaction in life. Men are more moral than they think and far more immoral than they can imagine. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Time spent with cats is never wasted. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or deepest despair. They can transfer knowledge from teacher to student. Words enable the orator to sway his audience and dictate its decisions. The goal of all life is death. Neurosis is the inability to tolerate ambiguity. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Love and work, work and love, that's all there is. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Illusions commend themselves to us because they save us pain and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. We must therefore accept it without complaint when they sometimes collide with a bit of reality, against which they are dashed to pieces. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you in the past. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. A woman who lacks sex begins to talk more about sex. Who lacks sex speaks about sex. Hungry talks about food. A person who has no money talks about money. And our oligarchs and bankers talk about morality. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved.